All right, Kacey, we're here talking about your kitchen written assignment, and what we'll do is go over the reflective statement first.
Okay.
Then we'll look at the essay, and then I'll show you the scores that I think you would get if you
Okay.
send it off today. So, I converted the Word to the Google Doc for you
Oh, okay.
so that we could do this, because I don't have a lot of success doing Word on here. So here's the thing. Here's two things.
Okay.
Your reflective statement is 480 words long.
Oh, okay.
If it's one word over, they take 1 point off.
Ooh.
And there's only 3.
Okay.
So we've got to cut.
Some like negative 300 something.
Stop. Okay, so the other thing is that the examiner, IB, wants to see what you learned from the interactive oral. And the way we make it really obvious to them that you learned it in the interactive oral is you say it.
Okay.
In the interactive oral, I learned, we learned, as a class we talked about.
Okay.
So the way you have it written is, it sounds like you figured all this out yourself.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to change that, and instead of saying after reading the novel Kitchen, after the interactive oral,
Okay.
I learned
I
about.
say like here, so should I just like cut that whole?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly. That's great. Precisely. That's the perfect beginning sentence, and then for each paragraph that we have supporting this, the cultural traditions, values, and practices, you want to say, the group discussed how serving tea is very important.
Okay.
Okay? Now, you can cut out several times Yuichi Mikage, this symbolized. You can take all of that out because we don't need it here. We just want to
Okay.
know what you learned in the oral.
Oh, okay. So not like reflect that to the book yet.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. They see it as a process. So here you are reading this work in translation about a culture that you're probably unfamiliar with. Then we have these interactive orals and we learn about that culture and that author.
Okay.
Then you go write the written assignment.
Mm-hmm.
And based on, now that you have an idea more about the culture
Okay.
and the author, then you're more informed about
Yeah.
the novel.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to see that development.
Okay.
Okay? So cut out the kitchen summary
Okay.
and link. Be sure that you make it interactive oral, what we
Okay.
learned in class, and then just give the details of the facts,
Okay.
and it'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So the max for the the statement, it's like 300 or is it 400?
400.
400. Oh, okay.
So yours was 480.
Okay. So
So we
hopefully
wanna
by
keep
cutting
it-
that out,
Yep,
it'll
exactly.
be fine.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it will be. Cool?
Okay.
Okay. All right, moving on to the essay. What we start with is kind of a statement or a question.
Mm-hmm.
What we should end up with at the end is some sort of insight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of have that here. But what I'm trying to find, and just, I'm not doing a good job of it, is some sort of insight into maybe not the effect of death, but how Yoshimoto shows it.
Okay.
Because I think the effects are they're pretty common across cultures.
Yeah.
People are sad and grieve, and If they're not, then they're angry.
Yeah.
I mean, these kinds of reactions are not. That's not so insightful. That's not like showcasing how smart you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what we have, we got a lot of summary, and we have a lot of kind of like plot, kind of following along. And you point out some great examples of where the death is and how you show the effect, but I've read it a few times now, and I'm trying to figure out maybe, the one that was attracting me. Where's this one in green? I think that quote's really good. I mean, that's such a nice quote. In the end, comes around to it. But I was thinking about maybe like Yuichi, and the way one of the quotes he used, talking about the way he's a white light, like a road that went straight to him. And I think you might even say he foreshadows is almost instant. It's the value of community, sure, but I think you might even just want to focus on, it's not verses, right?
Just and.
Maybe the relationship.
Okay.
And let that be more of the rather than the effect on the relationship, but
How Yoshimoto portrays.
shows those effects,
Yeah. Okay.
right? And I think if you looked at it from that angle, we do see at the beginning that they are almost foreshadowed, destined to be together.
Yeah.
It's just that the death acts as, it's initially, it simultaneously draws them together and keeps them apart. It's like Yuichi and Eriko come together because of grandmother's death, but she's depressed and she's not really interested in Yuichi.
Yeah.
She says, yeah, he could be, but no, not for me, not right now. And then she gets better, basically, and moves out. And they separate. Then Eriko's death, murder, brings them together. But Yuichi's still now kind of fragile. And they kind of push apart a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they finally come back together.
Kind of just like in, out, in, out.
It's like a dance almost,
Yeah.
The tide or something. But maybe look at that that drawing and repelling
Okay.
on their relationship. Keep it more on their relationship, and that way we don't have to go into Eriko as much, and we don't have to go into her going into the kitchen as much, and we kind of focus on their relationship.
Okay.
How would that? What do you think?
Yeah. So just Yuichi and Mikage. Okay.
And more like how the death affects their relationship, not just like death affecting one or the other, but more specifically how death is affecting that relationship, how it draws it together, and then kind of pulls it apart, draws it together, pulls it apart, and then
Okay.
they seem to overcome that at the end.
Yeah.
And we get that really nice quote.
Okay. Yeah. That one part when I talk, I don't know the one when I talk about like Mikage like feeling like herself in the kitchen, like should I just take that out or?
I don't know if you need to take it out just yet. I would say, focus on, maybe review it and see if you can find a scene or two where it's more about the two of them, their relationship,
Okay.
and then see if you need it or not.
Okay.
Because I think you certainly could mention that it is through the stability of the Tanabes that she is able to kind of get back to herself,
Yeah.
and that contributes to the kind of drawing away again.
Yeah.
But you might not have to,
Yeah. Okay.
because we don't have as much on Yuichi's side,
Yeah.
right? But if we keep it kind of focused on that relationship, I think there should be a scene or a quote for each of those: draw together, pull apart, draw together, pull apart, come back together. I mean, that's like 5.
Yeah.
That should be enough.
Okay.
Okay. I'm smooth like Velcro. All right, so as it stands, the way it's written, the reflective statement would be a 1, and it's over the word limit, so it is
Okay.
a 0.
Well, if I
But
like,
obviously, fix it.
yeah. Yeah.
No worries. Okay, it's easy to fix. I'm just saying. Again, this would be if you mailed this off today. I'm a guy, an examiner who gets it. I don't know you. This is what I think it would score.
Okay.
That's all. It's not your grade. It's just what this would get, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think I'm pretty accurate.
Okay.
I might be a point or 2 off, but not more than that. So,
Yeah.
okay? And this is simply so that people can get an idea of what they need to do.
Yeah.
And this might not be the one you want to mess with.
Yeah.
And you don't have to if you don't want to.
Okay.
If you're super busy, then don't. If you aren't, then yeah, go for it. Anyway, the BCD, that's the knowledge and understanding, appreciation of others' choices, organization and development. Those would all come up with a more focused examination of some of the scenes rather than just kind of the, right now it's more of that observational summarization kind of,
Yeah.
the effect of death. And like I said, that's not, doesn't really showcase your insight. So,
Okay. So I can change my question to the effect of death on Mikage and Yuichi's relationship. Okay.
totally. Cool. Awesome. Stop recording.
Okay, so then I can keep